parody the 1950s. They think that's like a smart thing. This country was an actual paradise. Wealth, houses, jobs, food, clothing that wasn't fake. It's the best it's ever been for any generation in human history. And what do your parents, in some cases, or your grandparents do? They destroy it. They destroy it in a way that is, will bring them into the Hall of Fame of legendary, selfish morons. That's what happened. These are people who, it appears they deliberately spend the most money with the least regard for the people around them. I want you to see what a walnut brain looks like. We're gonna load up a picture of a maroon C5 Corvette convertible with a tan interior and chrome wheels. Be careful, this is gonna be a hard one to find. They only made 250 million of these. A maroon Corvette with a tan interior and chrome wheels. This is sort of like if you join the SS, you get a Hugo Boss suit. If you join the Boomers, Boomer Men, this is your outfit, this is your costume, this is part of your soul personified, commodified, turned into a physical object. This is the Boomer soul. I know you're not car guys watching this, but I want you to know how boneheaded and retarded this vehicle is, this depreciating asset, this nothing car, okay? As you've seen this 1,000 times, it's trite to point this out, but this is the truth. They bought houses for 50 grand. The median price of a single family home was 13,000. Yo, they bought cheap houses, and they brag about this today. You've heard this from a relative. At my house, I got it for 25,000. And they look at you like they expect you to, you know, can pat them on the back for having such foresight, such a visionary real estate trader. If they had any type of foresight whatsoever, they would have done it 100 times over. There were multiple opportunities from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the monetization of equities, the monetization of real estate. Pick a thing out of a hat. There were 12 different Bitcoin-like opportunities where these old fucks could have 100x their money if they had been doing anything other than keeping their money under their mattress. If they had been awake at the steering wheel, they could have grabbed for themselves hundreds of millions.
Let's go down.
But they didn't because they're pinheads. They view life as this pleasure thing that's designed for them. They're short-sighted. Baby boomers hold approximately 51% of the total wealth. Boomers are 20% of the US population. Still.
It's ticking down.
They gotta go, man.
Sorry, Gene.
These people gotta go, man. They're 20% of the US population. They're holding on to 51% of US wealth.
We need another pandemic.
Yeah, I do agree with that. We need COVID-20 to keep these fuckers, man. But that's the wealth that they're holding on to. That doesn't include their entitlements like Social Security and all this shit that we're gonna have to continue. You're holding the bill for old people right now. So that 51% of the total wealth in the United States, it's more than that because they're still gonna take your money to pay for their dying. The wealthiest generation in history has literally blown their children's inheritance on OnlyFans hoes. See for yourself, 35K on this dumb hoe, but the boomer is even dumber.
Introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Big Tony. I am your #1 OF subscriber.
And how much have you spent?
$35K, $34,000.
Well, it's nice to finally meet you.
Oh, your soft hands. Finally, I got to touch them.
Depending on your age, this is all your dads or all your grandparents in one form or another, okay? Your grandpa, when he divorced your grandma and got a Laotian whore wife, it's just good. It's just your life. If you've ever wondered why a $20,000 set of golf clubs exists, it's not because there are like really good golfers out there who need super high-end golf clubs. It's not that. Can you not click your nails? It's not that there's like some gang of super golfers that need $20,000 clubs. It's because these people, these boomers, they have more money than they know what to do with because they're stupid and they're buying golf clubs and jet skis and going on cruises and prolonging their shitty lives. Stats on boomer end-of-life care. Now listen, this is very black-pilled stuff. I don't want to get too dark here. There is a white pill at the end of this. I'll hit you with that. But end-of-life care costs have risen across generations. But baby boomers, stand out as particularly expensive, averaging $50,000 to $100,000 in their final year as of 2025. Now that's averaging. That's not what you're going to pay, okay? That's averaging. That takes into account all the street people who are going to die on the street. But your parents, your grandparents, when they go, it's going to cost you $250,000 per person. You're going to have to shell out $500,000 to keep your grandparents alive in a tortured state for another year. Okay, you don't have $500,000. You only have $250,000. You got to pick one. You got to pick between your mom and your dad. You're gonna have to pick one, and the other one you're just gonna have to put under the house. You can bury them under the front porch, and just kick them in the head, bruise them, put them in the trunk of a car, dispose of them in some humane way. Boil them, whatever you got to do. Dispose of them in a humane way. Take the one that you like and put them in a home. Boomers spend more due to longer lives riddled with chronic conditions like diabetes and cancer, paired with costly advanced treatments and a growing reliance on long-term care. What's an advanced treatment? Well, I'll put it in scientific terms for you guys. An advanced treatment, it's very space age James Bond movie, the one where the guy, he only sleeps for an hour a day in the dream machine to keep him sane, the Korean guy who goes white. That's the one right there. This is the sort of cyber medicine. Also in that Wolverine movie, when there's the old guy that was young that I think Wolverine almost killed in World War II. He's like a super rich Japanese guy, and he's on some sort of cyber bed type thing. What does it mean when you're spending $250,000 on advanced treatment? What that means is a black orderly is making your parents oatmeal in the morning so that they can beat their ass later in the afternoon in urine-soaked pajamas while your parents or your grandparents lose their minds.
2 certified nursing assistants, 28-year-old Yashika Jones and 35-year-old Rose Blaze, taunt and hit Wilson as they dress him in bed.
Sorry, that's the most advanced treatment we got. We unfortunately don't have anything quite like the Silver Samurai Raujin Z. The medicine's really expensive. It's made in India for $1, but it's $2,500 a dose. So we gotta pump them full of that shit, and then we have to have a black orderly make them oatmeal and then beat them into a piss-soaked coma later on at night. That's advanced care. I know this sounds fake, okay? I know this sounds kind of preposterous, but I did do the research and price out how much it would cost to have the lowest possible paid black guy beat an old guy's ass every day in urine-soaked pajamas, and it is $250,000 a year, so there's that. While hospice use tempers some expenses, their sheer numbers and higher expectations for medical intervention dwarf the simpler, shorter end-of-life needs of their predecessors, setting a pricier benchmark that Gen Z and millennials may only surpass because of inflation and tech-driven care. Also, they got hit with TV, too. Before TV, there was never... You never had images. You had like a cartoon. You ever see old, like, satirical political drawings?
Yeah.
They're not that convincing.
No, I'm not compelled by any of those images.
Like a guy in a top hat, and his body is like a big fat, like, globe.
Yeah,
And
I've
it's
seen
like
that
the
one.
globe is drinking a barrel of oil. It's not as powerful as a Schindler's List.
That would get me off the couch.
What's that self-help book that's like, how to fucking be a badass and shut the fuck up? Every airport ever has it. We talked on the Hagakure one about the importance of not reading stuff. If you type in how to fucking on Amazon, these are books that will blow your brain up. It's just fucking meditation. How to find yourself, calm your anxiety, and manifest the life of your dreams. Covers some disgusting LA
Brazilian.
Bleep that out. He looks like a cool guy. How to not fucking kill yourself.
That's a good one. I like that
man.
one.
How to be a fucking unicorn, a guide to living your best life. How to cope with a massive penis. It's a pretty funny one.
You got
You
by
leave
the
that out
office
on your
of that
desk.
book.
The big fucking secret. How to control existence, kick ass in the 5th dimension, and illuminate the world. $999.
Probably worth it.
It is. Scroll down. It's got a lot of reviews for an expensive book. The subtle art of not giving a fuck. Yo, that's it right there. Yeah, baby. The subtle art of not giving a fuck. I promise you, if you read this book, you'll be worse off afterwards. Oh man, 150,000 reviews, more than 10 million copies sold. Yo.
Mic
Give
on.
it a book review.
I don't think I'd make it through. I think
We'll
I'd.
have Gene read it.
Yeah, we got Jean's head is so calcified that she's immune to that sort of programming.
Is it possible they struck a deal where it's like they will put it in places like this hotel buys a bunch of them and
The formula is you put something together that's inoffensive, but it seems offensive. It's just like corporatized virality. And if you can corporatize virality, they'll take your book and they'll put it in Urban Outfitters and every airport, wherever. It's not a rare thing, but it is this specific vein of thing that goes viral like that.
I bet there are a lot of girls college girls that they came across this book and they're like, it like found me.
Yeah.
And they thought it was a sign.
I think there's probably 3 million people
You know, just chill. How are you?
who thought the book magically found them. Oh yeah, unfuck yourself. That's another one. Yeah, right. You ain't never gonna unfuck yourself, dog.
Step 1, never pick up this book.
The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck journal. I'm very particular
coming
about
through?
stationery. If you're writing down something important in a thing, which is it's gonna be printed on the lowest quality Chinese paper. It's gonna be falling apart in your hands by the time you get it. But it's got that cover, so you're putting your thoughts, your important stuff, in this thing, and you're walking around and it says The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck journal. I have a buddy who his grandmother is a compulsive gambler, and the grandfather
dude.
is
How are
a
you?
doctor from like a rich neighborhood. He's a doctor who's made almost $1 million a year.
Can't sleep.
By
you
all
know?
means,
You know how it is?
should be like 100 millionaire if he had paid any amount of attention and bought in at any point on the rise of gold, real estate, stocks, whatever, even just like throwing a dart at a dartboard. 100 millionaire. They have like a house. It's a one-store. It's a shitty-ass house in a rich neighborhood. The way these boomers live, it's like it's sterile, but it's disgusting. Carpet everywhere. You can smell mothballs. There's like hot dogs and shit. Like they eat like pigs. They eat deli meat, like buns.
I hate to say it, but yeah,
Deli
my
meat
grandparents are
and
kind of
buns.
like that. There's lots of Hostess snacks.
Snacks. The grandmother is a compulsive gambler who has gambled away more than $1 million. She can't be allowed to leave the house on her own because she will go find a casino and gamble.
Is it high-level gambling or is it like pressing a button?
No, it's pressing a button.
Oh, that's
That
there's
type of shit.
swarms of people like that. We saw them in Vegas, you know, just doing the thing with the.
Come on, pal.
It's shocking how compelled they are to play those games.
If you haven't
Gambling,
seen this
man.
ever, you have to go to a casino and see people at the slot machines and just see what happens, so you can start to build some type of barrier between that and yourself for when you might need it later in life.
These are the same people that would never participate in Bitcoin ever. They'd be like, "Oh no, that's a scam. It's a gamble."
Yeah.
Like you're literally gambling.
Well, they know everything. They're geniuses.
But they also don't trust
one?
putting credit
Mine
card
not coming
information, in my
Fucking-
experience, into the internet and buying things online.
With
Because
my
like
mic?
they'll steal your information. Then why do you have a credit card? Then what the fuck? It's just a bunch of warnings from the news.
Just keep cash.
Right.
The mind of a boomer is an amazing
Clown here.
thing because they were the first ones really hit with television. So anything that you can see,
Oh, it's
if you can
so
see it,
fucking loud.
it's
Hold on.
real in the
They haven't
mind
had
of a
to do
boomer.
that.
It doesn't matter how much it looks like AI. There's a thing, we'll pull this up on screen in post, but these Facebook groups that are run by Indians and they're like local
turn it down a
Facebook,
little
like
bit,
Texas mother support group. And the
Turn it
picture
down
will be
here.
a woman holding a quilt of Texas.
I'm not
It's
loud enough.
obviously AI
Not nearly
generated.
enough.
8 fingers.
Yeah, and
on the
boomers are
front.
just like boomers are just sifting through this, trying to find how to send money to these people. What's the quickest way to empty my wallet with the money that my grandson's gonna need to pay when I'm dying anyway? What's the quickest way to transfer this into brown hands?
And you copy and paste the same message over and over. They're better
send
off
this
to
money
illiterate, these people.
somewhere.
Absolutely.
That's
If
not
you could
my
wave
kid's
a magic
hand.
wand and make it so boomers couldn't read, you'd save them a lot of trouble.
You throw unteaching them how to speak, and we've solved world hunger. I mean, the world's better. No offense, Gene.
Jean's one of us. She's
She
cool.
is one of us.
You're one of the good ones, Gene.
Gene, you're one of the good ones. I'll give you, when there's total boomer death, we'll give you a pass.
You'll get the one
You get a pass.
COVID 2.0 vaccine that works. We'll save it for you.
We'll get one of the Israeli ones. The end-of-life care thing is really nasty, and it's, I said it was a black pill and there's a white pill. The white pill is raise your kids and care about them, because, I mean, what did boomers, if you think about it, what did they do for you? They did a lot for you. You find something crunchy?
Boomers did a lot
Boomers?
first. Yeah, I guess so.
Circumcised you, they had to, okay? The doctors on the TV said it was the thing to do. And you know boomers, they don't breastfeed their kids?
I didn't know. I wasn't breastfed, but I got a Gen X mama.
I breastfed mine, and they're both still there, and they're in their 40s.
They're both still breastfeeding?
I'm still breastfeeding in their
Breastfeeding
40s.
rates were at a low point for boomers.
Oh,
Okay,
fuck
so
you.
this is not just my imagination. I think what happened is the TV, where it's not possible to put a fake image on TV. If it goes on
Boojwood?
TV,
Still there?
it is real. I think what happened is they saw an episode of The Jetsons,
Dude,
and the doctor told them that formula is the breast milk of the future. And they went, oh. And then they decided corn syrup and sunflower oil would indeed be a good substitute for nature's milk of the mother. I think that's what happened. Now you're a breastfeeder, so you don't need to comment on this. You're in agreement with us. But yeah, your parents, they helped you so much, they circumcised you.
highly
They formula
processed
fed you so you
seed
get
oils
big
are
and
good for
strong.
babies, trust me.
So you become a big, healthy hero. They
I'm like a
vaccinate
doctor,
80
pretty
times.
close. I read like
CDC,
5 Time
their
articles.
vaccination
It
schedule.
makes me a doctor.
Get some shots in there. There's 70 of them for 3 months.
They all said it was
This
seed
baby's
oil.
going to
Seed oils
die
are okay.
If you don't
Totally
pump
fine
it full
with
of mercury and aluminum.
Otherwise, they'll get polio.
Polio.
Remember polio?
Yeah.
Iron lung, that one guy still alive?
I went through that, and I remember being with my mother and my grandmother in the
Rip
car
boys, rip in.
as they discussed. No, yes, no, yes, no.
This was
And I
bad
said,
build-up anyways.
Yes, I'm going to do it.
I wasn't really paying attention
Yes,
half
I
the
did.
time.
Get the polio vaccine?
It was a nasal capsule for polio, yeah. And as a matter of fact, my mom, who wasn't vaccinated with it, supposedly she had like this, I forget, there's a name for this temporary polio.
HIV.
She was, no, the HIV wasn't there yet.
Temporary polio.
It was a
at the time.
it was a temporary
They
Yeah, we'll
rebranded
do
it.
one more with plague.
There's a name,
Temporary polio.
there's like a name for it.
One more with plague.
It's called
So she had
polio.
all the
Shingles?
No, she had all the symptoms of it. She couldn't move. It's kind of like a hysteria polio, I think. It's really weird.
It's called oleo.
Sleep
Is that
paralysis.
the beat?
No,
She was just being hysterical.
Just checking
think
the
so.
audio. Sorry,
that's my
boys.
personal opinion. That's my mom, though,
why
so
you're
don't
one of the
talk
good
about
ones.
my mother.
Were you at all shamed by other moms for breastfeeding? They were like, oh, don't do that.
It was kind of more on my end where back then women didn't show their breasts in the United States. So learning to use a shawl and things of that matter, and finding a quiet area because can't be around
Quiet
people
area.
screaming and hollering. The kids got to concentrate. So I mean, I did it, but I knew a lot of other friends of mine that didn't,
Yeah.
and they were for various reasons too, because they couldn't or
Who would yell
I
at a
had to stop
baby while it's
relatively quick
breastfeeding?
because I
Me.
produced. It caused like a colic effect. The kid was constantly choking because all you had to do was flush the toilet and it was like, you ran the water. They
What,
put more
babies are
pads
that
on than
scared?
anything else. It's just
Yeah, the
not
leaking.
that easy, trust me.
Got it.
Oh, I know, we don't want to talk about that.
No, I think
Babies are that scared when you're eating?
we can keep going.
Fucking choke on shit.
The Holocaust didn't happen once. It happened 1,000 times. It happened as many
Guess that makes
times
sense.
as there's a Holocaust movie. That's how vivid these pictures affect the boomer mind. If you're a boomer, every time you think you're done paying your debts for slavery, for the Holocaust, it's your fault. Every time you're done paying these debts, a new movie comes out. And the vividness of Michael Clark Duncan, tears in his eyes as he was being executed.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Wish all white people
guy's dead,
didn't
right?
own us.
He's gotta be.
You
Right?
feel the guilt of slavery in your boomer mind, and you know
Felt like he died a
it
while ago.
happened, and it's still happening. This is how the boomer mind works. The good part of that is that every day is a bonanza where you can win a sweepstakes and you can win $1 million if you just keep shopping. It's one of the ironic things is that the 50s and 60s, that was a rare time in this country where you could get high quality products. You could get clothes made of natural fibers and handmade stuff, cars made of steel, etc. And these boomers, in their anxiety to maximize gain, moved
Get that
production
XP.
off to China so that you could buy stuff for $1. They just want more crap. The hoarder mindset, they don't even care that it's total junk, that it doesn't work. They're gonna buy it 3 times anyway.
I have that too, and I think it's by being raised by a Gen Xer who was influenced by a matriarch who was a boomer. I just bought this.
They're like McDonald's toys gadgets. They break in your hand. They're all.
Exactly this.
You could 3D print that.
I could, but then I'd have to buy a 3D printer. Which you will.
You will.
If it's on Temu.
Man, ever since I bought a
That's why
3D printer, I don't buy any
hipsters,
plastic shit
millennial-
anymore.
I don't think hipsters
Fucking
are all that
amazing.
bad. I think part of it's a return to quality. People want clothing that's well made and cars that aren't gay.
Any plastic shit you went to the dollar store for, or like some cheap hardware store, it's like you don't even have to go back for that. Drain plugs, drain snakes, shit like that. Not plugs, drain snakes.
per week. Now, get your copy of Millionaire Mindset for just $19.99 for a
Could really use Aura right about now. Fuck me.
What about absent boomer grandparents? My son is 16 months old, and both of my parents, my mom and my dad, who were divorced when I was a child, haven't even met my son yet. What's the deal? They just don't care.
Both your parents have turned into cheeseburger and
Oh
paradise.
man.
The
Of
Jimmy
course I get
Buffett
Aura
song.
when I have like a
Boomers
fucking
loved
red.
authority. They had it
That's
easy,
fine.
and they were told just work, and then you'll get to relax. You get your
I'll have to take
401k,
it.
and you get to take it easy in Florida. They're not going to let your kid stand
Gotta
in the
take
way
it, man.
of their cheeseburger in paradise, all right? That's just how it is, bro. Tried to amend my carnivorous habits, made it nearly 70 days. Losing weight without speed, eating sunflower seeds, drinking lots of carrot juice, and soaking up rays. But at night, I'd have these wonderful dreams, some kind of sensuous treat. Not zucchini, fettuccine, or bulgur wheat, but a big warm bun and a huge
Man, I
chunk
used
of
to be
meat.
fat as shit and, like,
Cheeseburger in paradise. They should kill
just
this
like
guy. Is he dead?
fucking fast.
He is.
That's all he did.
2 years ago.
Is he in hell? Is it confirmed that he's in hell?
We've got it confirmed. Multiple sources.
Intermittent fasting works so
Heaven
well,
on earth
dude.
with an onion
So good.
slice.
Cheeseburger in hell.
Especially if you keep it to water and
He's with
not
his life
coffee.
partner in hell,
Keep it like
enjoying his
clean.
last cheeseburger. Can we play a clip of the song? Just
so
like
good,
2
right?
seconds of it to get the gist of it. Because once
least
you
for
hear
me.
2 seconds of it, you'll
I'm
know
not a doctor,
immediately
nothing, but
how saccharine and cloying and fake and gay this shit is. It has the charm of like Japanese city pop, but with Japanese city pop, you're protected because you can't understand the lyrics. And it's this foreign thing, there's an air of mystery to it, an air of specialness to it. I understand why people can get into it, but it's, this guy is in hell, it's confirmed.
Oh, he is the cheeseburger.
He is the cheeseburger, yeah. Oh, we pull up an AI image of Jimmy Buffett as a cheeseburger burning in hell.
I gotta say, brilliant lyrics. Shocking 180 IQ lyrics.
Jimmy
Yeah, your
Buffett is the
parents
cheeseburger burning in
don't
hell.
want to see your kid. That's not your
Brother.
fault. That's because their heads are like blocks of heavy metals and retardation and wickedness. If you're in the same boat as everybody, so you don't need to
I don't
do
have
much.
any tomes yet.
Just make sure you raise
This
your
is
kids
good.
to
Already 5 minutes.
love
in.
you, so that you don't end up in a
4 minutes in,
urine-soaked
I should say.
retirement home, getting beaten, getting your ass beat by an orderly.
Yeah, you have enough of them, and one of them is bound to care enough to raise you, I imagine.
That's part of the cycle of life. I mean, especially for women. When you're growing up, your father protects you, and then you need to find a husband to protect you, and then you need to raise a son, or have a daughter that marries into a good family so that your son-in-law can protect you. But men have to do the same thing, otherwise you're going to end up sucking a shotgun.
I think that's where the entitlement comes from too, because in the past there's the concept of filial piety, respect for your elders. The problem is, in the past, elders are respected because they pass on a world that is either better than the one they grew up in.
Jeans and t-shirt people.
That call was crazy. He's a month old and the parents haven't seen it yet? A month old and the parents haven't seen it yet?
That's 16 months of opportunity.
Well, a couple I do. One's lived, which I raised, basically. My daughter didn't do too well, had that
didn't do too well
in her life, and a whole bunch of her friends, and they just all went like this. One after another, like tin soldiers.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
One still exists.
Not the bananas they're based off of.
Do you remember the AIDS scare?
I do.
Did you personally worry about getting AIDS ever?
I did.
I remember when I was thinking for your health is going against the people that have the Samson option.
Yes, that's true.
To stay healthy, eat seed oils, but don't fuck with them.
It actually turns out we do have a health crisis. It's the Samson option. Anytime you see FAFO on your fucking timeline, anytime you see instant karma, don't watch soul-annihilating garbage. There's a word for that. It's called schadenfreude. It's when you take pleasure in someone else's nightmare. Even if you don't go to jail, the next 10 years of your fucking life are a nightmare of paperwork and paying lawyers because you accidentally whatever somebody. I'm ranting, but building a glitter bomb?
Yeah, you shouldn't go around life creating
a glitter
Home Alone
bomb
style
Why don't you just
retribution.
build a real fucking bomb?
What do they call those machines? The Rube Goldberg?
Drug users, Gen A. Forrest Gump is like a boomer fable and a twisted tutorial for successive generations. If your heart is pure, like ours were, the boomers, and even if you're retarded, you'll blunder into success after success. Go to war, if you get shot, you'll get ice cream. Get rich owning a business you know nothing about. Run and run for no reason, people will function that America has